Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today is Monday, July the 24th of 2023, so this will have covered the week of July the 17th through the 23rd of 2023. So already getting near the end of July here. Anyway, this week was not overly productive because I was very busy with other more important stuff. As you guys probably saw from some of my sort of last-minute frantic updates, Lizardguy was actually home. He was on leave. I didn't know he was coming home, so because of that, I went home for a few days, and me and him did lots of gaming, lots of drunk gaming. It was a lot of fun because we have not hung out in almost a year. It's been about 9 months, I think, since the last time he was able to come home, so that was a good time, and we actually did record several videos. The only issue is that, as you guys might have been able to figure out, my internet at home is not good enough to live stream on at my parents' house where I was staying at. So, unfortunately, the internet there just simply isn't good enough to stream on, because it's only like a 2 to 3 megabytes per second upload speed, so it's just not fast enough to actually be able to stream on. Now, it's far better than what they used to have when they really didn't have anything and just used a hotspot only, and you just had to be able to use that just to do your basic daily tasks at home, whereas nowadays they have Starlink, so at least you can watch videos and Netflix and all that kind of stuff, but still certainly not where they'd want it to be. They're supposed to be getting broadband, hopefully sometime by the end of the year, so they'd actually have a stable, good internet connection, but we will have to see about that. But for now, I just won't be able to stream at home. That's part of the reason why I didn't upload either, because uploads take way longer at home. But we at least did get to record a few videos, so those should be coming out fairly soon. I think they're going to be pretty fun. I just got to edit some stuff down in them. But anyway, in terms of trophy progress this week, very little was made because for the most part I was hanging out at home with him. We were playing random games and stuff like that. So the first game I made a little bit of progress on was the Division 2. Of course, the Platinum Trophy is already there and the first 3 DLCs are already done. Now, I did find out that apparently you can matchmake straight into these raids, so you don't need to actually necessarily have a boosting group for them, at least not for this first one. So you can apparently matchmake directly into them, so I'm probably going to try that at some point this week. I need to just watch what the raids are like, especially this first one, just to go ahead and get an idea of what you're supposed to do for it and be able to knock it out, hopefully, within just a try or two. It'll just be hoping that we get a full group of people in there. The only DLC I made any progress on, though, was the Warlords of New York. In fact, I obtained a grand total of 2 trophies in it. So these are both story-related trophies for finishing off 2 of the 4 leaders, whatever you want to call them. Basically, the way this DLC works is you go to New York, and in order to find Aaron Keener, you have to take out his 4 sort of top lieutenants. Each one has 3 to 4 missions that you have to do to deal with. And once you take out all of those missions, they get crossed off of the board. And then presumably once you've dealt with all 4 lieutenants, you'll be able to go after Aaron Keener, which is this Under Lady Liberty's Gaze and Liberation trophies. So those should both unlock at the end once we finish these first 4. So I only have 1 more to go. I think there's 4 missions for them, so should be able to get that done fairly soon. This one I don't think is going to be that hard if the directives work anything like they did in Division 1's Underground DLC, which was the easiest of the 3 DLCs in the original game. So most of those trophies aren't bad, and then of course there's level 40. I'm like a level 35 or 36 right now, so we'll get there eventually. There's still the raids and stuff to do. And then, of course, trying to figure out what the seasonal manhunt is, because I still can't seem to find a cohesive explanation of it anywhere online. But I will hopefully figure it out eventually. Yeah, so that's the progress on Division 2. Like I said, not too much, but not a whole lot left. Mostly just trying to get into the 2 raids and finishing them and then figuring out whatever the seasonal manhunt is. So getting closer to being done with this game. Then we got started on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for the PS4. Not looking forward to doing this game again, but because it's currently kind of, you know, recent on my mind because I very recently finished the PS5 version, I figured now would probably be a better time to just go ahead and knock it out while I can still remember sort of what to do for everything. even remembering some of the like enemy locations and such. So far, I've cleared the first 4 missions out of the game's 17 missions. Remember that most of the missions in this game are pretty long, though, and they get longer sort of as the game goes on. So, long way to go in it, but within the first like hour of playing, I was able to knock out the first 4 missions on Veteran, as well as 3 miscellaneous trophies that can be obtained in that mission. So this is, of course, the very first trophy I got. You have to shoot 3 enemies while you're underwater in the wet work mission. You have to do it in a single playthrough of the level. You are allowed to die as long as the death occurs, or as long as you kill an enemy and then get a checkpoint after it. That should still carry over and count. I think it does, but I guess I could be wrong on that. This one I will be able to do on Veteran. I am not doing this one on Veteran. Again, it was miserable the first time. It took like an hour and a half to get through the mission. So I'm just going to wait and do that one on a replay on Recruit. This one is not too hard to do, even on Veteran. This one, I might try to do it on Veteran. We'll see what happens. If I can't, it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's not a hard trophy. But if I can just do it in one play, that would definitely be a little bit easier. This one is not going to be possible on Veteran. I'll do it on Recruit. This one is pretty much only possible on Recruit. This one I can do on Veteran. This one I can do on Veteran. Then I knocked this trophy out in the first mission. There's like 3 enemies that'll be in a room together at the end of the first mission, and you can just flashbang all 3 of them together and just kill them in that single flashbang, and you'll get this trophy, so not too hard. Then this is, of course, the next to last mission of the game. That one's going to be done on Recruit. This one is probably going to be the trophy I save for last because I know exactly where it is, so it might just be easiest to save for last, but we'll have to see if that works out. Then you have to reach the barge without being seen in wet work. This one pretty much has to be done on Recruit. It's not too terribly difficult because of the amount of checkpoints you get, but it's definitely recommended to do this one on Recruit. This one I might be able to do on Veteran because it's actually fairly straightforward. Then this one, maybe I will do it on Veteran again, but I'm not sure yet because it was a little bit tricky to do on Veteran the first time through, so it might be just a little bit easier to wait and do it on a second playthrough, but I would rather be able to knock it out during a single run along with the Riot Shield one would be kind of nice just to have them done. And then finish the campaign on Veteran to knock out 2 trophies at once. And then this is the all gillied up rip-off mission or parody or callback, whatever you wish to call it. It's not too hard to do, even on Veteran. It just takes a long time, because that's a really long mission anyway. Then, of course, earn 3 stars on each of the original 3 Spec Ops missions. Low Profile, finish it in 15 minutes. Denied Area, finish it in 16 minutes. Defender Mount Zaya, finish it with no more than 3 bombs being planted. So, none of those are horribly difficult, but they are just a little bit time-consuming, maybe a little bit strict at times, but nothing majorly difficult as long as I can actually have success finding a group this time around and, you know, have it go better than last time. And then Low Profile without triggering any alarms is by far the hardest of the co-op trophies. And then the Intel Fragments, this one is supposed to auto-pop as soon as I pick up one, which is pretty nice. That'll definitely speed the process up a little bit. So yeah, that's what I did in Modern Warfare 2 this week. Just got started on it on Sunday, so made a little bit of progress. At least it's a 15 to 20 hour platinum, so it's not a super long one. And I'm not having to have the pressure of recording it this time around, so that's kind of nice. And finally, I did obtain one quick, easy Platinum trophy this week because I wanted to make it look like I did something this week aside from just playing other random games. I got a Platinum trophy in Learn Hiragana with 2 exclamation marks, which makes you think it must be a really exciting game, right? Well, it's definitely not. This is the kind of game that can easily put you to sleep if you're not careful, especially with the soothing music. Now, the Platinum Trophy for this game is extremely easy if you just have a guide pulled up on your phone or on your computer. Basically, what you're doing is you're going to be given a symbol, one of these hiragana symbols, and you'll be given 4 different, like, phrases or letters that it can mean, and you have to pick which the correct one is. And every single symbol in this game, all 46 of them, every single one of them has a trophy tied to it, so you simply have to match all 46. The problem and the issue that I have with the trophy guides for this game is that there are repeats, and there are constant repeats for that matter, so you might get really lucky and be able to get all 46 within like 60 or 70 symbols that you see, but for me it took 160 something symbols, so it took almost 4 times the number of symbols to stop getting fully repeats. I got so many repeats toward the end, it took forever to get the last 2 or 3 symbols, which is why this Platinum Trophy ultimately took, it looks like it was 1020 my first, yeah, it was 1020 the first trophy the whole way through. And for some reason, a few of them randomly are silver and gold trophies. I don't know why. It's not like they're necessarily all that much harder. So it took me about, I thought I saw one at 14 up there. Okay, 19. So it looks like it took me a grand total of 25 minutes to get this Platinum Trophy. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to have a guide pulled up that shows you what all the symbols are, and then you just simply have to match them to whatever's on screen at any given time. So again, it's a very easy Platinum, but it took me 25 minutes because I kept getting really bad luck with having tons and tons of repeats, especially toward the end. So do keep in mind that while this Platinum Trophy is easy, it's not a 5-minute Platinum like the guides out there say. It's going to take more like 20 to 30 minutes unless you're really, really lucky. Unless maybe you can just spam. I didn't try doing that because I don't think that would have been the best idea because you only get 2 lives at a time. So I assume that would mean that you would go back to maybe get kicked back to the main menu and then have to try again. And then, like, there's really just no way to guarantee that you're even going to click the right symbol or the right letter for each symbol. And there's still potentially a lot of repeats that are going to happen. So I don't feel like spamming it would be all that good of an idea. So unless there's some other way to do this game faster that allows you to do it in 5 to 10 minutes, I really don't see how. Because this one most likely is going to take you 20 to 30 minutes. Again, not difficult, just definitely a little more time consuming than they talked about with the guides. So let's go ahead and sync up our trophies here. So with that, level 832, 80%, 26,245 total trophies, 729 platinums, 4,762 golds, 6,978 silvers, 13,776 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. Well, the main focus is, of course, going to be working on Modern Warfare 2022, as well as the Division 2's DLC, and see how close we can get to finishing both of those. I don't know if either one's going to be fully finished by the end of this week. It's not likely, but it is a possibility, so we will have to see. Other than that, though, there's not really any other major trophy focuses. It's just really going to be more of the same, just trying to knock out these 2 games. Get them done sooner rather than later because I really don't want to play more Call of Duty right now, but I just want to do it while it's fresh in my mind. Division 2 I'm still enjoying, but it is getting to be just a little bit repetitive at times, just because a lot of the mission structure feels pretty similar. I mean, the Warlords of New York DLC is definitely at least a little bit trickier, which is kind of nice. It gives a little bit more of a skill test to it. It's, I guess, a little bit more complicated, so maybe just a little bit more fun. But otherwise, the other main focus is going to be on Pikmin for streams, because I did not get to stream Pikmin 4 on Friday like I was hoping. So we ended up, me and Lizardguy, we recorded the first like hour to an hour and a half of the game, playing somewhat in co-op and just, you know, messing around with the game, learning it. So that's going to be out probably on either Tuesday or Wednesday, that video. And then after that, I will be able to stream any more of the game because I'm having a blast with it so far. Can't wait for more of that. Then, of course, there's got to be probably one more stream to finish Pikmin 2. And after that, it'll be, you know, probably a couple of streams at some point for Pikmin 3 Deluxe at some point. But I mostly want to focus on Pikmin 4 at this time. And then when we were together, we recorded a few other videos. We recorded a weird challenge idea, or I don't know if I would call it a challenge idea, but a drinking game for Sekiro. We played it on his account because he's actually relatively decent at From Software games and Soulsborne games at least. So that should be fun. That's going to be a 2-part video. They're both fairly long videos. And then we also recorded a little bit of random Pikmin 2. That one might go up. I don't know if it was entertaining enough, so I'll take a look at it. We'll see if it ends up getting uploaded or not. It'll probably get cut down pretty heavily. So that is the current plans for this week. Just, you know, uploading that first part of Pikmin 4 and hopefully starting to stream it later on in the week. I cannot wait because I'm loving the game so far. And otherwise, just continuing to work on the Division 2 and Modern Warfare 2 2022. That's really about it. In terms of DLCs to expect, I will say that sometime, probably within the next couple months, I think we're going to get the next Fallout 76 expansion, because it was around September, I think, last year where the pit came out. It might have been like early September when it came out. So it was about the same time of year, since it's almost August. And I think it's supposed to be something related to Atlantic City and New Jersey from some hints that I saw about it. So that should be fairly interesting. That might be a New Vegas gambling type based DLC, which would be interesting if you can just have 10 luck and completely cheat it again. I doubt they're going to make that same mistake again, but you never know. But yeah, I think that's what that's supposed to be, so definitely excited for that, for the once a year, twice a year that I go back and play Fallout 76. So that should be coming up fairly soon. Oh, and also, I think I mentioned this previously, but both Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 2 are still unobtainable, and I still haven't heard anything about them fixing it, so glad I got those done when I got them done. So, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't already. And like I said, this week it'll be some random Pikmin content and just continuing to work on these couple games. Schedule should be fairly normal again this week. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later this week for some more content.